again. We wanna dose of this right now it's KDA. I'm a goddess with a blaze. 소리쳐봐 내 이름 잊지 못하게 loud 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 loud. I could take you to the top. 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bag yeah yeah yeah. And when I start to talk that oh you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with the wild in my veins. You can hear it in my growl 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 growl. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 레벨. 나와 되길 원한 늘 확신해. We got it all in our hands now. So can you handle what we're all about? We're so tough. Let's get it, show you out. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. We go hard, till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning, winning now. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. You ready for this?
Let's go.
See, 언제든지 내 모습 매직 단 한 번에 내가 잡아 절대 기죽지 않지 펴펴 네가 뭘 알아 견딜 수 없어 원해도 원하는 게 얼굴에 보여 I'm troubling you running it I'm so cold When I move that way you gon' be so blown I'm the realest in the game Said I'm on fire with the blade You're about to hear my name ringing in your head like whoa So keep your eyes on me now 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야 We so tough Let's get it show you out Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. We go hard, till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning, winning now. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. 난 멈추지 않아 Oh, oh, we go hard Oh, oh, we pop stars Stars Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down They could try, but we gonna wear the crown You could go another round, 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 round Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down We go hard, till we get it, we go hard We so in it, we pop stars Only winning, winning now Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down rise up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, oh, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of the world that we defy. A soul right of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
Welcome to the abyss.
That was silly. Rich can't do it too. Rich.
He's trying.
Did you not see them die?
Oh,
Rich got
might
killed.
just solo hopeless. He don't. Shouts in trouble. Shouts in trouble.
Oh no, here it comes.
Here he
There
comes.
we go. Holy beat. He's back in the game with
Dun,
two
dun,
kills.
dun, dun, dun.
Weak-willed fools.
Be able to try and get to a fight. Make sure this engage to fight this.
Go in and Doy steals the Baron on the Elise with barely any health.
Their heartbeats quicken.
Able to get some damage back to Shot Barrage. Not going to find his target. Flash on board coming out from Polar. That's going to get the shutdown. Here comes the re-engage though from Sek. He wants to go in for the double Dragon's Rage and finds himself a double kill. And Sek looking for it, finds it, gets the connection on the Q. Hopeless. Oh, the tag is there, but K-Star already using. Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful.
They never take me down. My foundation is too strong. Let's do it, man. Let's go. Let's go.
And welcome everybody to the LST. It's week 5, day 1 Friday night action here live from the Fun Plus studio. There goes Timo. I'm Opal, joined by Fish.
He's just here. What are you talking about? He's
Oh.
fine.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
multiplying.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
Yeah.
There's
lot of them.
fluff in the air every time you throw him. I don't think that's healthy for the Timo, but either way, we got ourselves a.
Cupcake.
We also got a cupcake. It's day 1, week 5 here. We have Insurgent taking on Win tonight. Currently, Insurgent only having, unfortunately, 0 match wins. Win currently undefeated when it comes to SeaTour Summer.
Yep. It is top of the table against bottom of the table. A win here today for Win solidifies their place at the very top of the table as well in terms of games played.
Mhm.
This is the most difficult matchup we're going to see besides this and Win versus Almond Project. They're probably going to be the 2 most lopsided matches. But if you guys don't know, Urgot has been disabled when paired with certain items. So you can still play Urgot, you can still buy these items, but you cannot build Urgot with any of these 3 items. And pro tip, if you're playing on 9.15 back at home, go and play Urgot with these 3 items.
Yeah, he's not disabled on live.
Because if you can't fix it over 2 patches, you deserve to be abused. And Urgot, just play him in ranked games. You play these three picks and your W does not disable.
Can you just do anything that's on hit at that
Yes,
point?
you can add anything on hit. Fleet footwork, just go pure on hit Urgot.
That sounds
press your W,
hilarious.
and it doesn't mitigate your on-hit damage, and you just machine gun people to death. It's great.
Do you get
Go and do
enhanced
it.
range with rapid fire cannon?
I believe so.
Oh, that sounds disgusting. But as you guys can see, here is our current standings when it comes to the summer split here at SeaTour. Liab currently sit at the top of the table, 4-1. But like you mentioned, Fish, Win can easily take that spot over with a game in hand if they're able to get the victory here over Insurgent.
It's not going to be a difficult task here. Insurgent have the massive mountain to climb. The difference in skill level is just very drastic between these two teams. Insurgent themselves coming from the Thai region as the 3rd seed. When the SeaTour was being made, one of the concerns was, what if Thailand was just too strong? Because we've seen so many good teams come out of Thailand that their 3rd seed ends up being, the 3rd best team in the league, which we've proven is not the case now. Detonator aren't the 2nd best team in the league. Insurgent are one of the worst teams that's in the league right now. So that's pretty cool that, the level, the skill level of the entire region is kind of being equalized across the 3 servers now: Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, as well as Thailand. But for Insurgent, for them to get here, goodness, my voice is in a lot of pain today.
Oh.
For Insurgent to get here, they had to upset Underdog, who were the favorites to qualify for this tournament. And they got a very early upset into the tournament, knocking Underdog out very early on, and then qualified through the open ladder as the 2nd seed team from the open ladder and the 3rd seed overall from Thailand. So big upset coming from Insurgent. A lot of it was on the back of Belby, their mid laner. And Resolute talks about it all the time. It really should be Underdog that's playing here today, and they couldn't believe. They were very shocked when they got upset.
Let's take a look here at our starting rosters for Win. We have Shadow and Libero on the top side of the map, been dominating their matchups, and oftentimes, even if they aren't able to get that early lead, they can still find their way back into the game very easily into those late game team fights. We have Harage and Kagame and What the Jez to round out the rest of the roster.
Win is your super team of the LST, but it's very... we're using a very loose term of super team
There's
here.
like an asterisk at the end of that statement.
Because we've got 8 teams, right? And Shadow and Libero are going to be your paired duo, and we'll talk about them a little bit later on, because we're going to go through the lineup of Insurgent 2. But we can go through the teams in the LST when we're done looking at these 2 matchups. I would give Win as the asterisk super team. Insurgent are the wild card upset, because they did upset Underdog to get into this one. When you think about it, like Mega, they're the favorites. Liab are the actual super team. Liab is the super team of the LST with, Cabbage as the coach, all-star Filipino roster. Empire and Steel Wolves are your dark horses from Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, as well as the Philippines. Insurgent are, that upset team. It's Polar, Tenfit, Belby, Shout, and Martin playing today. Tenfit's going to be substituting into the jungle position for ISG. He's one of the substitutes registered. Shout and Martin being all over the place playing support, support, 80 carries, swapping between the 2. All sort of crazy things. But the main person you're looking out here for is Belby. Belby's the one that was able to help heavily with that upset against Underdog and bring them into the league itself. Now, talk about Win. As the air quotation super team of the LST, the rationale behind the air quotation super team is you got 2 players from the LDL, Shadow and Libero, who are our key players to go up against Belby and Shout today. The main reason for Belby and Shout is just their carries. If there's a way for Insurgent to win here today, it's through their carries. But it's so difficult against Win. And it's quote unquote, because you saw earlier, their CS difference at 15 minutes, despite being undefeated, is -25. Okay? Which means on average, the entire team is down 5 CS at 15 minutes, a full wave.
But then you got to account for Win. Oftentimes, the top lane is pretty far ahead.
Yeah, top
the
lane's
jungle
50 CS up,
at
jungle's
times
30
double
CS up.
the other opposing team. And then your mid lane, alright, he's even. Then the real question is, where's that difference coming from?
It's coming from the bottom lane right now. Kagame, I mean, he stepped up last week and he proved what he was worth, and was able to go toe-to-toe against the bottom lane players he played against last week. But he's been down 50, 100, 200 CS at any given time. What the Jess, we talked to Resolute about, really good support coming in from Thailand. played on KLH during their GPL run to a system with that high placing finish a few seasons back. RH is a staple mid laner from Malaysia, but something's gone wrong with Kagame this split. Kagame is a name that you've heard for many seasons. A very stable player until this split, where it just seems to be falling apart. Now, I'm not sure if that's just new team, different synergy, not really working out, but that's what I thought at first. I went back and watched the VODs, like, hang on, it's not Kagame interacting poorly with his team. It's Kagame just falling behind in lane.
It's just that lane phase.
It's just the laning phase. What the Jess tends to make some crucial mistakes here and there too, but it's simple things like missing CS, being punished for positioning in lane itself. That's really hurting them. Please, Insurgent, don't ban yourself again.
There might have been a thing here with Tenfent coming in maybe as a late substitute, so there might have been a ban penalty there. We'll see. Insurgent also have been known just not to ban some things.
as our producer said last week, because last week Insurgent lost a ban for being late, and then they didn't ban 2 champions, and we asked the producer what's going on. Did they lose another ban? The producer just said no. They're punishing themselves, I think. But it seemed, yeah, they were able to get their second ban at least.
It makes me kind of sad here with Win as we take a now look toward the ban phase here. We're already banning out the Sivir, which we saw actually last week.
Well, it's a good champion for Kagame.
It's good. You could just farm up your utility throughout the game.
I don't like Kagame on Ezreal right now. I think Sivir was his best performance so far, and I think that should be the priority for Win because they've already shown top side of the map, RH, Libero, Shadow, they can all play whatever under the sun. Like, no matter what you give them, they're going to have a good time on the Rift. But I think we need to put some priority towards Kagame and figure out what's going on, because we saw against Mega, and that's one of the things I thought might be the difference here, is the AD carry talent in the LST is becoming substantially better. You cast your mind back to the first few seasons of the GPL, you only really had 2 star carries, and that was Chowie and BB. And BB's won a world championship before. And then it was just irrelevant. I hate to break it to you, but it was BB, followed by Chowie, then irrelevant. Then they went up against Mineski. And that was when Exorcist was playing as an AD carry. And then Exo rose, and it just LMS was formed. So TPA moved over to LMS. And then it just became Exorcist, Chowie moves over to the LMS as well, irrelevant. So it's always been like a really top-heavy pool of AD carries in the LST. You've always had like 2 to 3 good, 1 to 2 good AD carries, and then everyone else was just bullied around. But now you think of it, Duel just joined the league. He's playing magnificently. YJY from Steel Wolves looks fantastic. Gary's playing really well for the side of Mega. So you've got, for the side of Liab. So you've got these really big carries coming in. I wonder if that has kind of disrupted the flow of AD carries in the LST, that they've been forced to up their game a little bit. Win is still going to go back to Ezreal, by the way. Not very happy about this.
Yeah, let's take a quick back here, because picks have been coming on through for Win. They're going to go ahead and get that Sylas and Aatrox, and like you mentioned, the Ezreal likely coming out for Kagame. Going against that, though, we're going to have the Lovers duo in the bot lane for Insurgent with the Xayah and Rakan. And look at that, we're also going to have an Elise here, so Tenfit going to be aggressive early from the jungle.
Problem with playing against Win is you need to have a very strong top side to survive Win's onslaught of Shadow and Libero, but you also need to be aggressive enough on the bottom side to punish Kagame and What the Jets. Like how Mega took a game off Win, they were able to attack the bottom side, put Kagame into a 200 CS deficit, and use the power they got from the bottom lane to come back into the game later on. So far, no other team has successfully punished Win's bottom lane. Last week, we had a game where it looked like it was going to start the ball rolling, but eventually, Shadow and Libero were able to create too much havoc and ended the game very early on. I like the draft so far from the Insurgent, though. That is a very strong bottom lane to start with. You've got a ganking jungler that can make an impact in the bottom lane and can go toe-to-toe against some of the best junglers in the game, as well as keep your top side fairly healthy. The only thing that's left to pick up is a control mage to just go even with our hedge and, keep that matchup quite safe.
We saw that Corki hover, and the Zed instead
Never mind.
Gonna throw down the gauntlet here. Fish, they said, all right, bring it.
All right, Thanos, you can snap all you want, buddy. What's going on? Z2 cost Assassin Piece Ninja as well. Probably the worst of the ninjas.
It doesn't feel great right
Yeah,
now.
I think in TFT, Zed is the worst of the ninjas.
Yeah.
Because think about it, it's 2 costs. So if you build 3 of him, you don't even sell him for full
Ooh.
gold. That's going to be a solo lane Tristana. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. That's going to be... That's probably going to be a top lane Tristana, especially if they pick Cannon here. I don't see him going into Zed. I feel like you would put Aatrox into Zed in this position, and Arhedge is already very comfortable on the pick. Libero will just pick up Silas in the jungle, and then Tristana will go top. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Pretty simple.
That's the hope. Let's see here. We're going to swap things around, but we're going to likely see our... I believe this is our first solo lane Tristana. We did
Second.
Second time, yes. We did have one earlier on a couple weeks ago.
Yep. This is becoming a very popular pick in solo queue. Not so much in competitive, but the competitive meta for the past year, maybe 2 years, has been all over the place. You never really know what is the meta. But Tristana is just very strong in solo lanes. You can take Demolish, you have good tower pushing, so away. I'm getting jumbled up with words. Let's just get into the game, then we can talk about Tristana.
Let's go ahead then.
Screw it!
Go
Doing it live!
Win on the blue side, Insurgent on your red star. To start things off here for our Friday night LST action.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Of course, being game 1 here for Win and Insurgent.
All right, let's talk about this. Okay, so Zed is a really unorthodox pick from Belby. Just one of his signature champions. It's something he might use to cause that upset in mid lane. But Arhedge is used to playing Aatrox, and he's used to playing up against Assassins too. Now, that is something cheeky. Getting that ward there is very cheeky from Win, not only denying vision, but that very slight bit of CS, that Shadow, slight bit of experience that Shadow has now picked up, means if he gets the lane on time and he goes even with Polar, he has the shove potential and he could tick over to level 2 a little bit faster. I don't remember the exact mathematics behind it, but there is just now a point where he ticks over to level 2 a bit quicker, but they're just going to try and invade, so you're taking that sweeper. It's something that Libero does all the time, by the way. He doesn't even base to get the sweeper. He just starts it.
Yeah.
He just likes to use that sweeper very early on, just try and clear out some wards, especially when he goes for counter jungle. He plays like this. Shadow and Libero was spotted out by the secondary ward, so nice play coming out from Insurgent just to spot out this is being done. And that'll give Tenfits an opportunity to go and continue to counter jungle on the bottom side of the map. Let's talk about Tristana very quickly. Tristana, range champion that increases her range over time. She has had a few nerfs to her early range, but it doesn't really matter too much. She's still a very high range top laner at this point in time. Her wave clear is phenomenal. Every time she auto-attacks a minion that's dying,
There
it
you go.
explodes.
And
And her all-in is disgusting.
you already saw it there. You don't necessarily need
There
to
you
wait
go.
for that extra melee minion off the second wave. You just get it off that first wave and gets a big chunk of damage on Polar.
And Polar wasn't ready for that because killing the ward is something just unorthodox you don't really talk about. Gives Tristana the edge. And let's talk about her all-in. She's got Presty attack, so third attack's going to deal extra damage. Combos out very well. Can't even talk about it. Tempest's in trouble.
Oh, Tempest flashing over the wall. They're just going to follow on through, and that's going to be
goodness.
first blood going on over to Libero.
Yep, see hero, kill hero. 2 flashes burn. It smells Kagame Arcane shifting over the wall. Very nicely done. Stopping Tenfit, really. Tenfit thought that because he had vision over towards Libero, taking red buff, he could try and steal his red. Not the case. Libero just goes straight from red to red. Was able to clear that one out. I think he took red Raptors, and went straight down to his red, so Tenfit not expecting that. Didn't get out with his life. So, press the attack. That's the first burst that comes out of Tristana. Secondly, Tristana has very high early damage. Her E, if you fully pop that, does a significant burst damage, and her W has always done significant burst damage even at its first rank. On top of that, if you're able to detonate your E, your W resets, and you can even use your W to jump in on top of the E, burst the E with the W, and then use your W to either escape or jump straight back into the fight again. Tempest's in trouble.
Tenfit once again gets back to safety, has the repel available, so should be able to get by. But Libero and them are starting to collapse here. Belby over the wall. Not able to get a whole lot of damage there. Libiro's going to go over with the chains. The Tenfen going to get taken down extremely low. Libiro is taken down. Shadow, though, is able to find himself the kill and able to rocket jump away. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to actually catch out this Tristana. Libiro gets another shield. That's going to be 2 kills going to win.
And these scrappy fights just go so heavily in favor of Win. Yes, you've got an assassin in the mid lane being Belby, but Zed really wants to try and get to level 6 before he starts to go for these all-in skirmishes. And then on top of that, you've got Kennen in the top lane. You know, normally fairly good in these early engages, but without his ultimate, he just doesn't compare to Tristana this early on.
Decent amount of damage to Libiro, though, nearby, gets the hook over and just rocket jumps onto him. Goomba Stomp. The kill goes on over, though, to Libiro.
And that's why Tristana is very strong in the solo lanes, in solo queue especially. You won't see it too much in competitive play because there are ways to play around it, as you do see with many AD carries.
Cocoon's going to land here from Tenfen, and that should actually get a kill on over to Belby. So Insurgent are able to respond. Decent chunk of damage still coming out, though, of the Aatrox.
Yeah, Tenfen sweating a little bit there with Aatrox able to deal some damage. So finally a good move coming up from Insurgent. That's going to cost our hedge this very nicely stacked lane. So Belby, although he doesn't have a CS advantage, will have a significant level advantage. Could potentially tick over to level 6 first. But top lane's over here.
Oh, yeah.
What makes this worse is Shadow could run Demolish, and he could try and take down these turrets, but I mean, Tristana already bursts turrets down so quickly. Look at that, just instantly turret plating. And so she just has everything you want out of a top laner. She's safe, high burst, high sustain, good wave clear, good turret taking skills. Just a perfect split pushing top laner, and she scales. She has 2 breakpoints. First is level 6, where she gets that extra burst ability and becomes an even bigger threat in lane. If Shadow ticks 6 here, he's just going to kill Polar instantly.
Yeah.
Second of which is when she gets her 2-3 item spike. That's when Tristana becomes a late game AD carry, and you can just run her like a secondary hyper carry. She's always been very good in late game because of her massive range.
And we saw it also with that first turret plate there as well. It's a bit of a cheeky interaction because if you're able to get the demolition proc on top of that bomb, if they both go off before that turret plate goes through, you actually get the full damage and it doesn't get mitigated from that first turret plate. So every time he keeps resetting that wave, resetting that counter on the turret buff, he's going to still just get massive chunks of damage.
Pretty sure it's bugged.
Well,
right.
Interactions.
It's a
Interaction.
feature.
It's a feature.
Polar's
oh,
dead
no,
here.
Polar.
Goodbye.
Polar. Don't do it, bud.
See
oh,
ya,
you're
buddy.
too far forward. Oh, the knockback comes out from Shadow, but he's got another jump. Once you get those resets, it's near impossible to escape. And Shadow gets a solo kill.
Shadow didn't even hit his first jump, by the way.
No.
Polar just walked so far forward, but you just see how easy it is to get those kills with Tristana right now. Pretty ridiculous. Polar can't do anything topside. He's also AD cannon, which means he's not going to have the burst to just try and shut him down before the auto attacks come out. Shadow, especially with press the attack, means once he hits those 3 auto attacks, even his sustained damage will hurt more and more over time.
Yeah, you're heavily,
Disgusting.
with this build too, you're heavily relying on your Elise to be the one applying magic damage during these fights.
Yeah,
and
there's no other magic damage dealers.
And if Tenfen is just getting shut down immediately here, he's just going to be a cocoon bot at the end of the game. He's not going to be doing enough damage. He saw another chunk of damage coming out there on Shadow, so he's able to get himself the 3rd turret plate here. It's not looking too good here up in this top lane. Tenfen does get level 6 here and going to start up the Ocean Drake. Try and get an objective back in their favor. Gotta be careful though. Libiro is nearby, clearing out one of his camps.
Free dragon.
Oh.
I think Libero wants to go for the gank. Yeah, Libero's not so scared about this dragon. Tampa can have it.
Picks up the Ocean, so that's going to be the first dragon of the game going over to Insurgent. We also see Polar getting some deep vision down here toward the top side. Tenfen's actually forced to flash away. Polar might be going here for a gank, but Orange is perfectly fine. If anything, he's going to turn this one around. They both come down with the whips and the swords, and the dunks are there. Libero picks up the kill.
Yep, that was just a cool head coming up in my head. Sees the cannon, just says, you know what, here's some Infernal Chains. You come back here, free kill for us. That's top lane turret broken too.
Oh, no.
And winner on track for a 20-minute game here. They're already 3,000 gold ahead, 8 minutes in. Top lane is out of control. No teleport available for Kennen. No ultimate available for Kennen. He's 2 levels behind Shadow. Shadow is 30 CS up in this top lane.
Got a Bork already.
Yeah, this game's very difficult. Very difficult for Insurgent to come back from. Because even if Elise comes top lane for a gank, I think that Shadow is strong enough to take both of them down.
Right, we have Temphin down in the bot lane, just trying to apply pressure here. It's the only lane that really Insurgent has been able to get an advantage in.
They're trying to force a turret because they've got 3 people down here. They could try and force a dive, and with their brute force, they could try and take a turret because they already lost top lane. But
top lane.
Win are doing what Win always do, is if they're going to take 1 turret, you bet they're going to go for number 2 no matter what. They're doing exactly that. They've got Tristana with Demolish. They could take number 2, and they don't even get the bottom lane turret.
Oh, no.
Polar's dead. This could be an inhibitor if you don't go back to base.
Someone has to go back here. They're just going to lose second tier tower. And with that, Shadow's just going to go into a different lane now. He'll just happily switch down to bot lane. Things are not looking too good here for Insurgent. They do at least trade back 1 tower, but it's still a 4,000 gold lead in favor of Win here so far.
It's okay, though. You know that it's still a Win game because Kagame is still behind by 34 CS.
And that's what we mentioned. You pick this Ezreal, you're pretty much giving up lane, it seems, for this team. And you're heavily relying on Shadow and Libero to have to carry the rest of the map. We do see Rift Herald, though, is started pretty much on cue here from Win. Once they take down that first tower, usually they prioritize and want to try and take that elsewhere and maybe crack open a first-tier tower in mid. Once that's down, push in the wards, and then really just kind of starve out the opposing team. That's kind of the playstyle we see from Win almost every game. Down. Oh, Shadow can just turn on here. Look at the chunks on. Oh my god!
Even Shadow didn't know how much damage he did. He jumped in after the bomb.
Oh, he got a BF sword on the last back. Yeah, no, those auto attacks do chunks. They're not a little bit. Turn on that Q, put down the bomb. That's pretty much 1,000 damage coming out there. And you look at this team. Insurgent, like, don't necessarily need the Bork there. That's just the sustain for the Tristan. You're not really going against any tanks. You're just there, getting extra damage.
More than double the gold that Polar has. It's pretty disgusting.
And like we mentioned, Belby, he's going to try and go toe-to-toe, actually, with Shadow.
They need the gank going in, but they've got this gank if they play it right.
But look at this. Tries to jump away. He tried to cheese. He gets another jump, and he's able to get the 1v1 kill in the end.
At least the shutdown does go the way of Belby, but just so much damage coming out from Tristana. You can't really do anything. Now it's just...
Now it's mid lane
Harold
going
coming down as well, or Helga.
With that's going to be another 2 turret plates going over to the team.
They're looking for a fight. Teleport coming in from Polar.
Let's see here. Polar does have ultimate available. Martin's going to go in for the engage. Cocoon does land. Here's Polar, though, into the back line, but isn't able to find the stuns in time. Only delayed the rest of Win from rejoining in onto the fight with the Jess and Kagame were, again, isolated toward the side, but they're not able to find any kills, and the tower's still going to go down. Re-engage. Libero just instantly taking him down. Belby doesn't have ult for this, so I don't think he's able to clean up any kill.
Polar is also an AD cannon. Ulting like that's not going to get you too much besides trying to get those stuns. Doesn't even have his first item complete here. That was nice, though. Kagame and What the Jess both understanding they need to split from their team, so Kagame immediately uses his flash as well as his arcane shift to get behind Brom, get away from the cannon ultimate. But Insurgent kind of moved a bit weird there. They tried to engage before Cannon got there, so Cannon could unlock everyone down together. And there's just no realistic way for Polar to do anything without stopwatch or ability power.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he can get on these squishy members, but again, you're going to have some trouble. Belby, it's a bait. Don't do it, but still, look at the damage. That's 150 damage from just a single auto already at 13 minutes.
Tempest's in trouble.
Let's see. Oh, jeez! The Elise gets eradicated. That's going to be the Braum actually picking up the kill there, as What the Jess finishes off with the Winter's Bite, and Shadow can just move on forward, puts down the bomb, and once again, takes a tower.
Yeah, I think I can call it. This is a sub-20-minute game here, Opal.
Let's see here.
I think if Win don't sub-20-minute this game, they're doing something wrong.
For Insurgent, it wouldn't be at least taken a perfect game like the Steel Wolves series we saw last week. They have been able to at least take down a tower, you know, trade a kill here and there.
And it's the 2 kills on the player that we expect them to be on Belby.
Yeah.
Tenford hasn't impressed me too much. I mean, he's coming as a substitute. I don't see any sort of immediate impact. But again, you're against Libero. It's difficult to have immediate impact. Libero just reads junglers like a book.
It's a perfect turret plate game. That's an extra 2,400 gold.
It's Infinity Edge picked up by Tristana.
Oh no. That's a Infinity Edge Bork at 14 minutes.
Yep.
With boots.
Yep.
And and a dagger. That's too much gold. At this point, like you mentioned, you're going AD cannon, so you're not going to turn a fight or anything with the ultimate anytime
You've got no
soon.
one that can now go against Shadow. Shadow just has the tools to deal with both Zed as well as Kennen and take turrets, so you can't fight him anymore. You bet if he sees Belby,
gonna
Shadow
jump.
could jump on him. Because Belby doesn't have the burst to kill him right out, and Shadow's got the ultimate to try and knock
Oh
him
no.
away. Look at that.
Belby going to try and use the ultimate there, but instantly shoved
Simple.
away.
Just so simple. No one can fight Shadow anymore. He's too far ahead of the curve.
Jeez.
And the worst thing about Tristana is Tristana only has a bad mid game, which is being. This is just being. This is just
jeez.
disgusting. What the heck was that?
That's a dead spider. Tenfin going to get caught out in the jungle right now. Unfortunately, it looks like the writing's on the wall here for Insurgent. Win now sit at a 9,000 gold lead at 15.5 minutes. A lot of the comeback strategies we'll be looking at here for Insurgent, you know, you're going to have to wait so long into the game at this point. And knowing Win, they're going to continue
Polar's
to shove in these towers. Polar's going to try and go for it.
No,
Look
Polar's
how
dead.
little damage he does. Shadow is going to
Polar's still
flash
dead.
on top of him. He even gets the crit. And oh my lord, Shadow
Why
gets
would you
another
try
one.
that? As soon as that turret's about to go down, you're just dead if you stay close to Tristana. Don't even try. You can see Polo immediately knows. He flashes away. The first auto attack comes out.
Look at this. How much are you going to try and force here? That's already a tower down to half health.
It's gone. No, this turret's gone.
Oh my
Shadow's
lord.
got it.
Instantly got it. Temp tried to put out a cocoon. Hits a minion instead, and Winner. They're blasting through this game at this point. Minion wave's going to hit in mid lane as well. They're just going to jump in onto Temfit once again. Has nowhere to run. Shadow gets the kill off the flash.
That was very cute from What the Jets. Realized that if he stood ahead of the cocoon, he could try and jump away, so at least repel. So he actually moved backwards and brought What the Jets back a little bit more.
Oh, look at this. They might try and collapse here on our edge, but you're really going to be worthwhile here. They might just go in on Polar. You're going to use how many ultimates for this one? Belby's going to get caught out toward the side. Gets just hit with the tip there. Unfortunately, the kickback. He ends up going back to a Shadow, though, and they end up getting a free kill here. And there's just so many low health bars at this point. Shadow is just running underneath the fountain here. And like you said, Win cracking 2 inhibitors before 20 minutes, 19-2. And a 14,000 gold.
It's just a reset and a game over. This is top of the table against bottom of the table. Insurgent tried some cheeky things at the beginning of the match to try and get ahead here, but again, this has just been Shadow and Libero opening up the game. 9-1 and 4, 6-0 and 8.
Jeez.
It's a full Phantom Dancer and a stopwatch.
Ooh.
I would have bought a Rabadon's.
You would have gone Wizard, Tristana?
No, I just would have got a Rabadon just so that mid-air I can pay my taxes and press Stonias.
Oh boy. And again, you're coming into this matchup. One thing still stays the same. And again, it's this Ezreal pickup. It's Kagame in his lane. Technically, the
going on?
lane's been over, but he doesn't have to worry.
Look at this. Look at this teleport coming up from Tristana right on top of Zed's face.
Oh, jeez.
He even leaves his shadow behind. He's like, nope.
Yeah, at this point, like, even if Belby got the jump on him.
You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, if you're Insurgent, it's going to take like a disconnect to win this match.
And you're going to hope for one person to disconnect, not you know what, the Jets to disconnect. You're hoping for Shadow to have critical failure at this
if
point.
not, you need like 6-1 team fights in a row.
You see Polar down in the bot lane. This poor Kennen.
Kenneth's going to have 1 item. Tristana has 3.
Oh, there, he just got the Bork, but unfortunately, it's a little too late at this point. You're going to lose all 3 of your inhibitors as Insurgent. And now they're going to press through and see where they can go for. 4-win, just going to continue to press here. Inhibitor gone. Nexus Towers. Polar's just using the ultimate to try and clear the wave at this point. That or it was a misclick. It doesn't matter. They just dive in and absolute destroy the side of Insurgent. Libero goes down to barely any health. He's sticking away. Tenfit's able to get himself 900 gold on the shutdown. Gets a little bit more gold back in his pocket, but doesn't matter. You can see the kill totals. It's 23-3, a sub 20-minute game coming out from Win, and they're still looking for more. They want to dive on Shout. They're letting the minions finish off the base here.
Look at that cannon minion just healing from the fountain.
There you go. 23-3, and Win are going to be able to pick up the victory. Moment of silence.
Just don't know how I feel about that. It's an absolute smacking. If that doesn't wake you up in the LST, I don't know what will. Oh, and now we'd have done it to so many teams. Like, they've woken up so many teams in this league and said, you need to get your together. If not, that's going to happen every time you play against us. And again, I think that so many teams in the LST, it's a big problem with a lot of, not your S tier regions of, LEC, LCS, LCK, and even the LCS and LEC used to have this problem, which is you watch some of the biggest regions of the world, say LPL, LCK, and you try and do what they're doing, it doesn't work. You need to do what works for you first, and then when you get there, when you get to that level, then you can start doing other things. But I think a lot of teams just don't go back to basics. Some of the best teams we've seen in the LST and the GPL have been basic teams. Take a look at, Jupiter Storm, one of the coaches that we've seen for, like Nyanzone and many other teams in Singapore, running Frelio comps before North America made it popular. And they used to win. They used to be a team that no one ever knew about, and they just run Frelio comp and be like, well, we stun you for 6 years, so we win. And it's those simple things that worked, but drafting here, I mean, it's a good bottom lane. I would have liked an AP cannon, but then you've got this Zed Elise combo. No, why don't you just go, get your Sejuani, get your Corki, have your Zyra Khan bot lane, and then play Ornn in the top lane for all I care. Just call her, just bring down the hammer.
We're going really back to the basics at that point.
Play wombo combo basics. I think that's the best way, and you're against Win. The chances of you winning here are below 1%. Win are very strong in comparison to a lot of teams in the league. Throw out a basic composition, see how far it takes you. Because even if you go a 35-minute game against Win, it's fairly close for half of it, and you lose that match, you can go, well, that worked.
Yeah, we did something right there.
Yeah, but a lot of teams are still trying to play a little bit fancy. Not saying Insurgent were too fancy there. I think they picked very meta picks. Just the execution, not quite there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mismatch across the board there, unfortunately.
I mean, dying to Tristana in lane, that you can't excuse that. Polar needs to go back and be like, how did I not see that coming? Tristana's all over solo queue. You can't say I haven't played against it or don't know what it does. She's everywhere. That champion is busted in solo lanes. And dying to that very early on, it's bad. Tenfit needs to go back and go, what went wrong? Why did I die in the jungle so early on? Because mid lane was doing fine. 2 kills in mid lane per head. Bottom lane was 30 CS ahead. But every time you go up against Win, you got to just go see what went wrong top side of the map. What do we need to change top side of the map to make this better?
Yeah, as you guys can see, Win were able to take home the victory here in our first game. For Insurgent, we'll see whether or not they can try and, sort something out here for game 2, or it's going to be a quick night. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for game 2.
high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of the world that we defy. A solo ride of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
They never take me down. My foundation is too strong. Let's do it, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Opal, and I fear for my safety.
Yeah, you should, because, you know, Wynn's got the chair right. Oh, I did it again.
Oh, you put oil on your head.
Why is there oil on the chair?
Because it keeps it lubricated.
That doesn't make sense.
Yes, because
But yeah, Wynn's got the chair, and they're not afraid to
Jeez.
use it right now, and it's a bit.
are they like setting up? Like, have they also put down the
No,
table?
the commentators have already gone. Look out! Look out! Look out! And they just turn around, just chair in the face.
As you guys
That was
saw,
last game.
if you were with us before the break, when we're able to close out game one, 23-3, 18 and a half minutes.
Yeah, gave him the chair.
Yeah. Not even the fake one, the steel one. And on top of that, too, it sounds like we're going to have a little bit of a substitution coming out here as the Bureau's
Whoa.
actually going out of the jungle. So we're going to see a new jungle here
Okay.
for Win. Is this them just testing out the waters with some different synergy?
This is interesting. Livera is one of their import slots as well. They're bringing in Swab.
Swarb. All right. We haven't seen Swarb yet.
Name is very familiar. I feel like he's another LEL player. But name is
It's like, which one are we taking in?
name is very Swab's name is very familiar.
Okay.
I've got to go. I'm trying to rack my brains to where I've seen that before.
You saw in
I
some
didn't
of your
see him
notes
on
from
the sub
previous.
list when we
Yeah.
first started the LST, so it must have been a new acquisition.
Possibly there. Maybe the other two were like, hey, come join the party.
But Swab, it's great. I mean, if they don't ban Tristana, it's still going to be the exact same problem.
What if Insurgent play Tristan?
They won't.
Okay. Okay.
They're not going to do it.
Let's
I
see.
think Polar actually played it once.
I think Polar was the one
Who
that
was
played
Polar?
it. That might have been Polar
God.
too. Let's go ahead though and get ourselves into draft for game 2. We'll see. You know what? Maybe Insurgent. They have the secret sauce. They figured out the secret formula.
Who's Swab?
You're still going in on this.
I meant to know these things and I don't, and it makes me upset. Can you Google Swab?
I'll double check for you. I'll double check for you while you give us some narrative coming into game 2.
Well, Insurgent, let's see if they punish themselves first and
Oh,
foremost.
jeez. Did we actually get a reason why they didn't take the ban?
Punishing themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. They just seem to miss their first ban and second ban all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, all we're getting for our little search here is it auto-corrected to sword, obviously, so it was giving me sword from back in the day.
Nah, we want Swab.
Sword.
He is the chosen Swab.
The chosen Swarb.
The Swab to finish all the other Swabs.
The double check here.
Swab.
No, instead I'm just getting chemical reactions
Okay.
because apparently it's an abbreviation for a medical term.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, I don't got
Safe
anything.
when only reacting benzonitis. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. It's the acronym, SWRB.
Yeah, this is why I didn't take Bio 30.
See what our raccoons buy.
What?
SWORB.
See what our raccoons buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't got anything better than that, probably. Okay.
See, I'm good at this. I'm really good at this.
Yeah, I think... I don't know where we're getting this. I don't know where this is going, I'm afraid. But now say, this is possibly another import that you're bringing into the squad. You want to see the chemistry coming in here for win. Does this, maybe possibly change up some of their win condition we might be looking at? Or, it might be similar with Libero.
Nah, exactly the same as before. Get topside snowballing.
They just want to see, with Sword. Maybe he's got a different kind of, champion pool.
I like that they banned up Tristana, by the way.
They said you're not allowed to take
No Tristana for you.
no Tristan for you, and we're picking Corky. We're going back to normal picks. None of this Zed versus Aatrox.
Belby's a good corky. You should play the champion when it's open.
There you
It's great.
go. Ooh, do we see the Leo? Not Leon. Why did I say Leon?
Leono's
Ionia.
a Guardian Noble pick.
I think it was Ionia. I was thinking Irelia from Ionia.
One of the three one of the three Guardians that will be available soon, as Pantheon has been reworked.
Yeah, because for some reason they're like, let's make a Dragon Guardian.
I
That
think it's a
sounds
good idea.
busted.
Yeah, he already
That's-
looks busted.
Actually busted. Ooh, look at this. We're also going to get the Kench getting locked in here right away for win. Lots of safety coming out here from the Jess for his bot lane. Irelia 2. Have we seen Shadow on Irelia yet?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it was equally as disgusting as everything
Yes,
else.
is one of his pocket picks.
Yeah.
Shadow on Irelia,
Woo!
it's just like, it's a beautiful thing to watch. And oh my goodness.
They go ahead and pick the Kaisa and the Bra.
I thought that was Kagame for a second, so I got
And you're-
excited, but it's not.
No.
They've opened him up for a silver pick though, because they did pick Tom Kench, so it doesn't make sense to pick Ezreal anymore.
Just pick the Sivir. Press your R button.
He will.
Farm.
He's going to pick Sivir, and you'd probably see him take Teleport as well. And now you've got a global composition. They're just going to use the bottom lane to farm. That's what we saw last time, what they just played Tom Kench, is that instead of being a 3-man top side, it became a 4-man top side, and it allowed them to snowball even faster win. So we should see that. Kagame should be left to just clear out waves bottom side, or use the teleport to join big team plays if he needs to in the future.
We have ourselves the Sivir. Take a look at our second ban phase. Renekton banned out here by Win. Don't want to see Polar with that Crocodile anytime soon. As well as the Jax actually being banned out here. So again, lots more targeted toward Polar. Insurgent getting rid of the J4. And as well as the Kiana. Now here for Win, what do you want to show? Go with your jungle? Is Swarb the chosen one of LST?
Makes sense to play jungle here. I had a dream that I missed the Sejuani ult.
Oh, wow. Was it a
That's how
nightmare?
bad it was. No, it was just like one of those, like, you can't miss this ult. Big game thing, and then I missed it.
Ooh. All right, we're going to get ourselves a Trundle lock in here. Coming out from Insurgent. Is that a Trundle in the jungle? Possibly. For 10th.
Makes sense against Sejuani.
Wow, we're just going to get really tanky here for Insurgent.
That's interesting. Scion being
Ooh.
played top side of the map is an interesting pick. You have some really cute level 1s that you can make use of, taking red buffs, dying to take camps very early on. Some cute things, and he's just strong top side of the map. Aurelia normally doesn't bother, because if you stand still to press your Q, that's a free stun for Aurelia. And Aurelia can dash around, so I don't think Shadow's going to bother too much about this. And Ahesh just goes back to a comfort control mage of his, being Cassiopeia.
Actually, it used to be a really hard matchup for the Scion back when you had the bonus damage from the Irelia. So you couldn't even use that Soul Furnace to actually...
Right, because she just shreds through the shield.
Now that interaction, though, doesn't exist. They got rid of it off the Irelia, so it's a little nicer for Scion. But like you mentioned, it's very telegraphed what you're doing with Scion, and that's an easy play.
She's no longer a shield breaker.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I liked having the shields.
Too bad. Riot hates fun. Unlucky. Next time.
Well, now they just gave it to Blitzcrank.
Yeah, beep boop, I'm a robot. Next
Beep,
time.
boop, get rid of your shields. See if I care. We're going to go ahead, though, and load on into the Rift for Game 2, and we'll see if Win are able to close things out here in a quick 2-0 over Insurgent. Let's see if they're able to turn things around.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
League of Legends.
Well, there's Shadow already getting some damage. Ooh, Polar, though.
Yeah, punch him.
Boom.
Punch
Big
him.
autos. Big autos. Coming in. Oh, the Q. Oh, Shadow. Oh, the rest of the team's coming over. Okay, so much for the 1v1. Polar's like, come on.
Why would you chase that? Why would you go down the river that far? On top of that, you have a ward that actually spotted out Swarp and Arhedge way before they got there, and you still chased.
You're focused on the 1v1 fish, all right?
No, you don't, because in a one-on-one between
You need
two
to
champions,
exert dominance.
there are very, very, very few champions that can win one-on-ones that early in an amount of time that it would take you not to run back to your tower. One of them's Trundle. And you know what? You know what two of the champions are not? You know, Scion and Aurelia. They're, you know, two champions that are not those champions that can win the one-on-ones very quickly. So stop it. Don't be you're a professional player. Act like one.
All I ask of the new face here from Win is we see more than 20% of the Sejuani ultimates on camera actually hit.
Okay.
That is the current evaluation here for Swarm. If
Okay.
he's able to do that, God tier jungle. I have no issues. Take a look up to the top. Shadow's already primed with Conqueror Polar. He can't go in for this. Oh my lord.
That's
That's just no respect.
even stops him from clearing out the wave. Polar should be able to get a lot of this CS because he's just dead. Yeah, you get it. Oh yeah, you get him, Scion.
That's the secret. That's how he's going to go even in lane.
Just dies and
Just
farms.
dies and that's how.
farms.
And Shadow
comes
doesn't
back to
care.
lane.
He's got Conqueror again. Okay. He didn't have the resets though, but that's very similar to what we saw in Game 1. You know, just no respect.
Same as the last time we saw Shadow play Aurelia. He just understands the matchup so well.
Oh jeez.
Oh my.
Oh no. Oh no.
I hope you like damage.
That's still going to be another chunk there.
I miss old Scion when his E used to like chunk people out with poke and you could max it.
He used
That
to
was
just
fun.
go,
You just yell at the minion and it runs back towards your teammate and hurts them so much. You just take so much damage from fear alone.
when you could just, play Wizard Scion. Well, let's see Tenfin here. He's going to make an appearance down toward this ball lane. Already going to force a flash. They should get the stun onto the Ken. She's already, though, pretty far underneath tower. They do at least pop the shield. So with the Jess down to about 200 health. He does have some health pots, though, he was sticking through. So
Very nice from Tenfin. Held on to the Pillar of Filth for quite some time, allowing them to get that little bit of extra damage at the end against what the Jets just sneak and see if they could get a kill. That is disturbing. It's actually very disturbing.
a little bit. I think it's the butt shake that kind of gets it for me.
Dude, speaking of Wizard Scion, by the way. Well, I can't speak of Wizard Scion. Tenfin's going for another gank.
All right, Tenfin making appearances here on that Trundle. Gonna flash underneath the tower. Oh, RH, though, he gets a little bit of health back. And Belby also going to tank a tower shot there. So lucky they didn't take any more damage from the tower there.
He literally got all that hit points back from the rune. What's it called? Time Warp Tonic?
Time Warp Tonic, yeah.
Gave him a boost of hit points when he consumed a potion instead of over time. That allowed him to stay alive there. Blew the flash from Tenfin. He almost dies from that one, but nice play from RH to escape it. OG Scion to me is release Scion, where you used to just press your shield, stun someone with a Q, and
then,
just
like,
you hear the sound, boom, and then just everyone dies. That was OG Wizard Scion, because your stun had a 1-to-1 ratio and your W had like a even more ridiculous ratio. So you would just buy Rabadons and Moby Boots and run around ganking people, because if you stun them, they die. It's really ridiculous. You used to just not take a point in R at level 9 because then you want your W level 5 first.
Yeah. Oh no, Shadow's going to do it again. Polar. This is unfortunate. Shadow can just jump to him. Doesn't have ult yet. Still has flash, and the auto attack range on Aurelia means Polar still can't run away. Oh boy. Very similar to what we saw last time Shadow was on the Aurelia.
Yeah. Polar's not playing this Scion pick well. Using abilities that allows Aurelia to fight him however she wants. So Polar's having a very tough time top lane. At least he's a tank, so he presses his R, he'll run at people, and he will get a good stun off at the very beginning of fight. So they've got that going for them. Look at how well Kagame's doing now. He's got Sivir.
Yeah. Because all he has to do is clear out the wave. Oh no. Belby.
It's very nice from RH. He baits him with a Q, forces Belby to walk forward to dodge the Q, then immediate miasma into Twin Fangs. Very nice trading patterns coming out from RH.
And again, once you have just level 3, when you have all of your abilities up, Cassio's just a monster in the 1v1. See Swarb. We haven't seen much of the Sejuani. Teleport's going to come out here. I believe that's Shadow or even a Kagame. No, that's going to be Shadow showing himself up here. They're going to be able to get themselves the stun as well as another one. So now you got Tenfin. He's trying to run. He's got no flash available. He's going to get taken down here as the kill goes on over to Sejuani.
Such a nice call coming up from Swarb there, just saying that we can fight this. I can cunt him down. I can make sure I get the stun down on towards Tenfin as well. And then Shadow just has to come through to pick up the kill. Very nicely played from Win. Now looking to try and see if they can even go for a dive against Polar.
Polar going to try and defend his control ward. It's going to go down here in the end. Swarb is perfectly fine as he Arctic assaults over the wall. Again, first time we've been seeing this substitute come out from Win. So far, so good, you know.
Look at how far ahead we are in general. Jungle's even, but a kill in favor of Swarb, catching out Tenfin. Top lane's out of control. Mid lane is a 20 CS lead in favor of Win. And bottom lane's even. So even the lane that we expect to fall behind for Win is doing completely fine. Like, this match is heavily in Win's control. Shadow's even holding CS off the turret. LS just put out a really nice guide on YouTube, which is how to freeze waves in professional play to gain an advantage. If you're wondering what's going on top lane and why Shadow keeps finding these opportunities to go for these all-ins in a long extended wave, that's a really nice guide to watch, especially if you're a top laner. Because look at this. Polar knows he needs to step up to get farm, but every time he gets anywhere close, Shadow just goes to town, gets some damage, pops Conqueror, and says, if you come back, you die. And he set up this wave where, if he wanted to, he could have froze that longer.
Yeah, oftentimes actually keeping the minions at, you know, just that 1 Q range, because he can use it for the mobility to jump on top of them. He also gets the stacks on his passive. gets the quick stun. And you're going to get fully stacked Qs on top of the Conqueror as well. There's a lot of bonus damage just built up by just managing the wave so well. Let's see here. Tempest going to try and once again. Dragon control has been a priority from this Insurgent jungle. We saw it in the first game too. Went for the Ocean Drake. This time around wants to get the Mountain Drake. It's a little bit extra tower damage. So they'll get the neutral objective for themselves. They'll be happy.
Doesn't
Still
matter too
not
much.
able to do much down towards the bot lane though. Lots of ward coverage, keeping the bot lane pretty safe here.
To be honest, the only thing that dragon does is stop the perfect game. That's it. Like a mountain dragon when you're behind is the worst dragon to have. It
Yeah.
doesn't give you anything unless you're winning. So not great. Unless you stack up 3 and magically get a Baron, not going to be too good. Swab's level 6 as well, so we can start to see these Sejuani ults become a huge impact in the game.
And we see Swarb here as well. Getting some pressure down early into that jungle. You're just under a minute now from the Rift Herald, and this has been pretty much the common go-to for win. Right when it spawns, get the Rift Herald, look for a fight, or try and get an odd man advantage in one of the lanes during a push. Lay down the Rift Herald, and then force your enemy team to decide what they want to lose. So no vision being left behind by Swarb kind of tells that, you know, maybe they're not going to go for this, but they are still pinging out the Rift Herald, so they do want to prioritize it once again.
Yeah, Win have always done very well with Rift Herald. That's part of their 2-turret strategy where they take Rift Herald and will trade 1 turret bottom lane to try and take 2 turrets top lane unexpectedly, especially with, you know, the added assistance of a tower dive coming out from their jungler.
See, Swarb here is going to meet up with Tenfin. Tenfin actually did a really good thing here. He came back up, wanted to support, because there was pings coming out from Win going for a dive possibly in the top lane.
They do need to be a little bit careful because now if they get into a skirmish, Tenfin can steal away Sejuani's armor and resistance, and especially if Sejuani's passive is available, then you're gonna, you know, get a lot of resistance for yourself on Trundle, and Sejuani will lose a significant amount when the passive drops.
Oh, our hedge going to get the mana rush there. That's going to force the package to be used defensively there by Belby, and Rift Herald's going to go down, so Win are going to have that in their back pocket now for the next 4 minutes.
Very standard play coming out for Win. It's net them a nice 3,000 gold lead just 10 minutes into the match. It's no laughing matter. Insurgent aren't falling drastically behind, but still enough for this to be very heavily in Win's control right now.
Jeez. Shadow. This looks like back in the day when your YouTubers used to set up, you know, your custom lobbies to get footage. Shadow is just playing this so well. You're now looking at a 50 CS advantage with 2 kills. Arguably, you know, for Win, you do have all this gold onto the Irelia, so Shadow does need to start utilizing that advantage somehow.
Needs to transition it somewhere. I'd like to see the Rift Herald use.
Okay.
Welcome back.
He's back. He's fine. You know, just maybe dropped a frame and was like, I gotta restart. Belby, once again, trying to spot out anyone here. Oh, no, Belby, you gotta be careful. He doesn't know. He just set up for the ultimate. Tries to get away, uses the Valkyrie, but the Miasma is gonna be there. Ultimate used by our agent. Hello, there's a Kentra out in the corner. Beautifully done here from Win.
Hey, the ultimate for Sejuani connected.
Hey, first one of the game, 1 for 1.
1 for 1 for Swab. So, currently, best Sejuani in LST. Step aside. What's the name?
Libero?
Yeah, step aside.
Oh, no. And with that one catch, now with Belby unable to really answer this, you could maybe use the teleport, but that turret's already down. So that's going to be first break gold going solo onto Shadow as well. That's a 700 just injection we saw.
And we should see Insurgent do what they always do. Win do what they always do, which is push for a second turret. Or are they going to decide not to for the very first time of this? They decide they're not going to push for the second turret.
Pretty hard to actually get the Rift Herald closer to that tower. Sion does have the interaction where he can push back Shelly, but instead they might just go here for a roam in the mid lane. See Martin being very defensive here. But once again, get the odd man advantage into a separate lane while Rift Herald was trying to apply pressure elsewhere. Do they go for a dive? Swarb does not have the ultimate available. And they have okay wave clear here with Corki, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get much else. Still, though, 6,000 gold lead off your first turret tower. A 0-4, 13.5 minutes. Martin's going to try and clear out the ward coverage. Otherwise, though, we haven't paid much attention to the bot lane. But that is pretty much the usual when you have a Sivir being picked up. And Kagame's been able to stay even this whole time, neutralize the bot lane. Hasn't gone out of control here for Shout or Martin.
Yeah, it's just been Kagame wave clearing, making sure he picks up all the CS possible. They've even taken an extra turret plating ahead of Insurgent, so they're doing perfectly fine at the bottom lane. This is just a much more calm standard match from Win, and they're still on track for a 20-minute victory here, Opal.
Oh, yeah, they can still pull it off.
They're 6,000 gold ahead. 14 minutes in. One more big play that swings them to 10k, and 10k is the kill zone right now in League Legends.
See here, Win, they're going to position themselves to get their first dragon of the game. So you can see it, take a look at the turret plates. Only one secured by Insurgent, 9 in favor of Win. Honestly, like, for Win, it's not necessarily always kills. Oh, jeez. Again, the item spikes for Shadow. Has a Trinity Force, has a GA.
Yeah,
At
and
14
Polar
minutes.
has nothing.
Yep. He's got Ninja Tabbies. He's got boots this time.
That's it. Shadow's got his teleport as well, so he can just jump in. Cheeky play from Martin. Just tried to knock what the Jess in towards the team.
Oh, okay. There we go. Here comes the
It's
teleport,
fine.
though. How long or how much are you going to use for a Tom Kench? That's going to be 3 ultimates. Here comes over toward the side. Sejwani ultimate is going to connect, and you see how much they're using for the Kench, but they're going to lose out on 2 members. You're going to lose all 3 here that tried to go for the engage. Polar going to try and turn back here. Teleport's coming back out from our edge, and now they're just going to go ahead, hunker down onto Polar. And that is going to be 4 members lost here on the side of Insurgent, picking up only the support.
Yeah, using so much to try and hunt down what the Jess. That play should have been called off as soon as Martin's cheeky play didn't work. He tried to hit the blast cone and knock everyone back into the team. As soon as that doesn't work, as soon as that fizzles out, that's where you go, okay, we tried, it's not happening, it's not connecting, let's just live to fight another day. They lose mid lane turret and potentially top lane inner. I know they don't go for it. Top lane had a nice big wave for it, but Kagame is going to get some good damage onto bottom lane outer as well, and that's snowballed them into a good 9,000 gold lead here,
Yeah.
Opal.
Like you said,
9,000.
we're starting to get it. We're starting to get in kill range now for Win. You see, Polar is going to have to use his teleport just to get down to the bot lane to try and prevent that from going down. Just a quick and simple reset here. But still, you know, playing from the top side of the map. Honestly, if you're Win at this point, this is kind of your solo queue game where you see your top laner go up 2 kills, and you're like, oh, okay. We just don't have to throw. Just play calm, collective, play smart. Every other lane has been able to do their job here. And it's like a slightly different kind of pace than what we used to with Libero. Libero, I think, likes to play just a little bit faster in the jungle. It's also your pick, too. It's your Sejwani. You're not necessarily playing extremely fast.
Swap feels very calm the way he plays. I liked watching him play so far. He's being very standard on this Sejwani.
Shadow doesn't care. He doesn't care who's down here because he's got buddies coming along with him. He took the tower, and they're just going to come in. Polar's dead once again. They just jump on top of him. They're going to stun him up. Polar's going to get taken down here. Conqueror's going to rip him apart. Shadow picks up another one, picks up the CS on the way out, and also gets a quick stun.
But they're just like, no, don't touch my minions. We need those.
You're like, we need those for the push. Swarb still also has the ultimate available, so no one can really defend this tower without getting dived. They're also going to look for a play. How much are you going to use? 3 members down here. Respect being shown to this Irelia. As Wen also just going to go ahead and clear out the wards in the jungle. There's still the one down behind the red buff. Insurgent have to be careful because they're just going to get cut off from their towers. Second tier tower in mid lane going to go down here. Do they force? Are you really sure about this, Polar? Sure, you get in behind. You didn't get any damage. Didn't get any CC. It says Wadi Ultimate's going to connect on to Martin. He gets back to safety, but the rest of the team's damage follows through. Twin Fangs finds its mark. You saw the Vanguard's edge being popped there by Shadow. It didn't connect, but now with minions in the base, they can continue going forward. They land the stun here onto Tenfen. He's going to get exhausted, ends up using the ultimate to try and claim back some resistances. He's going to survive, but that mid lane tower isn't.
Ah, free turret, free inhibitor being picked up by Win 18 minutes into the match. So not as fast as their first game, but on track for another quick win here. They want this inhibitor.
Belby?
He's got ulti.
Going for a hero play here, bud? No, I don't think so. Once again, Win can calmly just walk back to their base. They now have an 11,000 gold lead. They're clearing out jungle. They're starving it away from the side here of Insurgent. It's just nice, beautiful League of Legends.
Game might be in trouble. Oh, he's fine. Belby had ultimate. Thought he would have gone for that, but decides not to.
I think he didn't know where Shadow was, because Shadow was last seen heading toward the bot side. Let's see here, though.
He
Insurgent.
goes back and buys a full Jarum's Fist.
Oh, jeez. Easy catch, though.
Oh, Tenfen's in trouble.
Our edge. Oh, Shout. Jumps in. Oh, no. Tenfen just dying to the tower. Polar's now a little too far forward. What the Jess can eat him up if you wanted to. He's waiting for the cooldown, I believe. Here comes that Sejuani around the corner. And once again, Polar gets caught out, and the score line looks very similar to what we saw in Game 1.
Swab just using...
Oh, jeez. Swab, come on, bud. They're just BMing at this
using a
point.
stopwatch. Shout's in trouble. What are you doing back in there?
Shout. Oh, no. Shadow just flicks him. Just gives him a quick flick.
What was that? Trying to dive a Tahm Kench Cassiopeia just seems like the worst idea ever. Tenfa was trying to get away from it with his flash, but he was on top of the miasma the whole time. So he couldn't flash out of the turret range.
But, like, unfortunately here for me, trying to, like, kind of gauge, you know, the power level of Swarm coming into this match, all I could tell is he's a smart player.
Yeah, he's smart.
He's smart.
He's mechanically sound and he's smart. And I think that's kind of what Win needs sometimes in the matches against teams like Mega. They need a jungler who is a bit more mechanically strong and makes smart decision makings. Because Libero is very good. He's a mechanically refined jungler, but he's super aggressive.
And sometimes that comes back and bites him.
Yes. Whereas Swab was just, he's like the gentle giant jungler.
He comes in, you know, it's like the Hulk. You know, he brings
Pretty
you a
much.
taco. He says, you're doing okay. You're doing good.
Martin, you don't want to fight this, buddy.
Martin,
You might die.
Martin, oh my lord! Vanguard's edge coming out. Gonna use the Fisher just to get
They used the Fisher and the Cyan ultimate. They're like, no, Irelia! This whole time, Baron's been taken, by the way.
Oh, no. And Shadow's down here just like, hi, look at me. Hi. I'm the Aurelia.
Martin had some, you know, big right there because he just saw Aurelia's like, I'm Brom. And Aurelia touched him, I'm not Brom. Stand in front of me.
Stand in front of Brom.
Stand in front of Brom. Brom, no, Brom's scared
You
of
have
Aurelia.
a problem? Not Brom's fault. Oh, boy.
You have a problem, tell Riot, not Brom.
Oh, boy. And when they're just going to go up to top lane, clear out the minion wave. Push now here onto the second tier tower. Just taking their sweet time. Looking like a lazy night here for Win if they wanted to. Everything looking calm, cool, and collected as they take down the second tier tower. You see Polar getting the knock-up. He got the knock-up, unfortunately, you know, onto the Tahm Kench, so not the priority target, to say the
They're going
least.
to try and fight because Aurelia's not here. But look at how much damage Polar's already.
Shadow
Oh my God,
also
he's dead.
has teleport, too, if they wanted to. They don't even need the Irelia at this point. Polar's going to get taken down.
What?
And now it's a 4v5. Swarm is in behind Belby. Belby, oh, no. You might have a cute doggy, but you're just going to get slaughtered on the miasma. RH finding the kill.
What was that? What was that fight?
I
It was
don't
so
know.
Coordinated.
I don't know. Shadow flashing under with the Vanguard's edge. They're just dancing on the edge of the tower. Flawless Duet's going to also connect. Shout going for the killer instinct. He might get 1v1. The Orange does so much damage. Oh my goodness.
All RH had to do was hit one Q, and he does. And he's just able to trade with those Twin Fangs. Such an easy game coming out from Win here. 17-1, 23 minutes in, an absolute shellacking.
Looking like our fastest series here of the LST. Swarm just going to jump in, gets the knock up. And once again, Minion's going to finish off the Nexus 1-17. It was only that one kill and one dragon that prevented the perfect game once again for Win. Eh,
There's no words.
you know,
I've got no words left.
we just came into the Friday office and
That's what that
Okay.
was. Just smack.
it was a good smack in there.
Like he gave the game 1 was the warning, like, hey! And then game 2 was the
So when they clap back, except there wasn't actually a clap back, it was just a smack.
nah. There was no clapping back after that. They took both their hands off. They can't clap anymore.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Oh, no. That was a game. That was a series.
Oh boy.
It was expected. Like, Win is a really good team. And like we mentioned,
I
it
don't
was
think-
top of table versus
yeah.
bottom.
I don't think anyone coming into today's match didn't expect that outcome. Maybe, a little bit more trickiness from Insurgent, maybe putting up a slightly better fight. Didn't see that.
Yeah.
At all. It was just it was just a train, like Insurgent, and then the train. And then the rest of it was just history. Full train.
Full train.
Yep. And in that train, they had gym equipment, so like weights and stuff. So that train was a heavy train. Yeah. And all Insurgents were just dressed in robes, so no armor, nothing, just full run over. Train's also like 4 kilometers long.
And you also just got, like, using the gym equipment is Win. Just, flexing at that point. Because this fight here, Polar doesn't get ACC. Martin tries to disengage.
No, but what's again? You look at the fight, and you just go, "What's the call here?" Because Paul is obviously saying we fight this, but what's Shout, Tenford, and Belby are just doing like I'll show you on camera later. I'll show you what they were doing in that whole fight, but it was just simple. Like
Yeah.
you could see that Paul is like, "I'm going in for the engage," and then Tenford and Martin are like, "Okay, we can back you up," and then the rest of the team's like doing these ones, like, "Yeah."
And then everyone else is still engaging over here.
We can go. Yeah. Never threw a single punch. Like the whole time, if you watch Kaiser's model, she's just doing this,
Just
just kiting on the spot, just getting ready. Like, yeah, they'll get in position soon. Yeah, I'm getting ready. Oh, they're all dead. Okay, I'm going home. So it's like, if you're gonna make the Hail Mary play,
It's at that
commit
point
to
she's
it.
like, "Can I killer instinct away from the enemy team?"
yeah, if you're gonna make the Hail Mary play, commit to it. I think that was a very poor time to engage. Turret's
Yeah.
going down, so you don't get the 6-man turret. And Polar.
Polar had a rough
He's
series.
so far behind. You can't be initiating if 3 Twin Fangs kills your frontline tank.
True.
It's not okay. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Need to be tanky.
Yeah, I think we said it before. It was just kind of a lack of it was a little bit of disrespect coming up in that top lane. And Shadow was like, "Okay, well, I'll just win."
I like that they showcased a new jungler though. He was very fun to watch. Swab was pretty cool.
Yeah, calm.
Helped them with the 2-0 victory. Libera had a really good game with Silas, so he was blowing people up in that match. But Swab had a really good start. Didn't miss a Sejuani ult.
Yeah, 100% Sejuani ult
100%
connections
Sejuani ults.
on camera.
And also puts Win at the top of the table.
Yeah, as they currently now have 4 wins, but they still have a game in hand over Liab, so that means they take sole possession of top place so far.
There's also only one scenario where Insurgent make it into the LST playoffs. They have to win both their remaining games, and Axis Empire must lose all their remaining games. That's the only way. There are a few other scenarios like Detonator and Steel Wolves, dropping all their games, and Insurgents, not, but that's not going to happen. Steel Wolves and Detonator have to play, so one of them gets ahead.
Let's take a look here. As tomorrow, our matchups, we got Armored Project taking on Detonator. And then later on in the night, we will have Steel Wolves taking on Axis Empire.
And
That second one should be pretty good.
It's 6th place match, but Steel Wolves and Axis Empire are both your dark horses of the LST. These are the teams, Axis Empire went all the way to the finals, having a disappointing split so far. And Steel Wolves have been long-time rivals of Liab and, the dark horse of the Philippines. So that's the featured matchup of the week. Project against Detonator, it's 2 new teams coming into the league. Excited to see this bottom lane matchup, especially with White Wing playing Farmer Project. Really curious to see how he's going to do against Detonator. The Japanese organization with a LOL team in Thailand.
Yeah, seen Detonator come over there, so we'll see how they're able to do tomorrow. But again, We only had the one series
That's
for
it.
tonight. It was a quick night. You know,
Yeah,
early fix. How quick?
80 minutes.
Wow. That was
80 minutes start to end. Total game time was less than 50.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
Very
that's going to
quick.
be it for us tonight. It was a quick one, but we do, of course, have more LST coming out on the weekend, so we'll see you guys then.
They never take me down. My foundation is too strong. Let's do it, man. Let's go.